Andrea Johnson is one of the most dishonest and manipulative people I've ever encountered. Those were the exact words used by Idac investigator Madlanga Rapetsu. According to Rapetsu, Johnson's testimony exposed a pattern of deception. He alleges that she misrepresented the truth repeatedly, raising serious concerns about corruption at the highest levels. In his view, those involved continue to avoid telling the truth because doing so could have severe legal consequences. Welcome back to today's podcast, everyone. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit back, and stay tuned, because we're about to unpack what many are calling one of the most significant revelations in this matter. The allegations suggest that Andrea Johnson concealed crucial information and later appeared before the ad hoc committee where, according to these claims, she continued to mislead members. Critics argue that individuals in positions of power have been treating public institutions as though they exist for their own benefit. If you believe this discussion deserves wider attention, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future updates. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments by typing "Enough is enough, Jabulani, roll the clip."
Mr. Adams, we interview him. He provides us with further information that we asked for. Just to cut the matter short, we obtained the supplementary affidavits, 4 supplementary affidavits. The 4 supplementary affidavits were commissioned by myself. So,
before we go too far into the commissioning, perhaps let's start with what was the purpose of your consultation?
The purpose of the consultation was to provide Mr. Adams with an opportunity to clarify issues about the dockets. And before that, we became aware that he was complaining that he could not have put most of the information in the dockets. So we wanted to find out from him what more did he have to give to us.
Okay, and through that process, you were then with him preparing supplementary affidavits.
That is correct.
Would this be supplementary to the A1 statements that were in the dockets?
That is correct.
Now, I just want to use one as an example, one of the supplementary affidavits. If we can go to file 9, page 3485, I think is where the first one is.
Three, 4.
Oh, 3485.
I'm the commissioner's chair.
Okay, so you will see there. Thank you. My apologies. I look at the screen. You will see there that, can you confirm that that is one of the supplementary affidavits you took with Mr. Adams?
I confer, Chair and Commissioners.
And you'll see when you look through the affidavit, it's probably like 2 pages long.
That is correct.
And you'll note that even in terms of detail, it's almost as thin as the A1.
That is correct.
Can you explain why this is in particular? Because the team went to Cape Town to obtain further particulars, and I would assume to get more information so that you bolster up the A1 that's in the dockets.
That is correct, Chair. But the purpose of the exercise was not for us to tell to tell him what to tell us. We wanted to get from him what he's going to give us. So basically, he gave us the same thing that was in the A1A.
And in consultation, did you bring that to his attention that you are not telling us anything new?
Yeah, if it was in a normal way, I was going to tell him that you're not giving us fuck all. But the problem now is he's an honorable member. So I couldn't have, but just to tell the truth, we went there for nothing.
And then by way of documents, because that's also one of the other purposes, to obtain documents from him.
Yes, the main purpose was to obtain documents from him. Not literally the main purpose to obtain the documents from him, but we were hoping that he will give us something to substantiate the allegations. So when we were busy typing his affidavit, we were hoping that when he was saying that he was explaining and that he was explaining the documents, we put it in his affidavit and marked, put it on the statement that he will be attaching documents. But however, before we could finish, he indicated that he didn't have documents to give us to attach.
Just for the record, an example of when you would indicate that a document would be attached. If we can look at the affidavit in relation to the forklift matter, which is at 3487.
Yes, commissioners.
You will see at paragraph 3, there is an indication there that documentation in this regard is attached here too as Annexure FA1. Is that what you meant by you indicated in
That is correct. That is correct.
But you were not furnished with those annexures.
We were not furnished with those annexures. And just to make a point also, there, Chair.
Is that the section 27 that you saw in these proceedings?
No, that is not the section 27 that I should see.
That is, you mean that's not the one Ms. Ramsamy showed you?
That is correct, Chair.
All right.
And you note that there were material features that you don't see in this one that you saw in the one that Ms. Ramsamy shared with you.
That is correct, Chair.
And you also made observations in your affidavit about the length of this one that's in the file that was before this proceedings and the one that you saw when Ms. Ramsamy gave you.
That is correct, Chair. The one that I described, the pages were, they were more than 5, but close to going to maybe towards 10 pages.
And so sitting here now and having a look at that, you can positively confirm that this is not the section 27 that Ms. Ramsamy showed you on the 6th of December.
No, this is not the section 27 that I saw.
Furthermore, you recount in your statement at paragraph 25 that you had a discussion with Ms. Ramsamy afterwards where you confirmed to her that this is not the affidavit she showed you. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah.
All right. And then lastly, at paragraph 26 of your statement, you then confirm a few aspects that you could recall from the section 27 that Ms. Ramsamy showed you. Can you see that?
Yes, no, that is correct.
No. And there you can confirm that the affidavit that Ms. Ramsamy gave you contained various matters related to the PKTT. Is that correct?
That is correct, Chair.
It made reference to Orlando case numbers and Valeria and not Cape Town case numbers.
That is correct, Chair.
And then just to demonstrate that, if you can just look at page if you can go back to the section 27 in file 2 at the top. At paragraph 1. And you see that the section 27 that served before this commission makes reference to Cape Town case numbers, whereas the one that you saw made reference to Orlando case numbers.
That is correct, Chair.
Thank you. And then you also confirmed that the section 27 that Ms. Ramsamy showed you contained allegations related to General Madondo and failing of a polygraph test. Is that correct?
That is correct, Chair. But also, remember, as I indicated, I was just browsing quicker, but I remember that the names were there.
And then do you recall the matter of the forklift?
I can't remember it in detail, but there was a mention of forklift.
And then the last one, I think you've already confirmed, which is the purchase of hotels and lodges and properties.
The tasking to say I must go and find out from him what did he do on this matter.
Did you speak to Mr. O'Sullivan
I did
following the
speak.
tasking?
I did speak to Mr. O'Sullivan.
And what did he give you, or what did he say? And when I say you, I mean Idac.
Yes, no, what he provided to me, he gave me a letter. I'm not sure whether it was the letter to the minister or from the minister, but it has something to do with that. So he also provided me with the report. On that report, there's something that we call CPB, where you check people's details or something like that. So those details, he provided them via email. He said,
And whose details were there in that document? Do you remember?
it was
Brigadier Mukwele.
Brigadier Mukwele's details.
Okay.
So when he forwarded the emails to me, I also noticed on the email that information was sent to Andrea Johnson on the 5th of December 2025 already.
And sent
My
to...
apologies, sorry, Commissioner Balo,
If it's
just
a
to
topic
correct.
that you were going to cover, I'm happy to leave it. I just thought you were moving away from these notes.
Two parts. I wanted to correct the date from the witness, which is it's dated December. We'll ask the attorneys to hand up the 2 January. Sorry, 5 January is the date of the 2 emails that were sent. I'll ask the attorneys to distribute them to everyone. The consultation with Mr. O'Sullivan is dealt with in upcoming section.
Okay, I'm leaving it. You should have stopped me earlier.
My apologies. As long as I keep track of jumping around, I'm comfortable with moving forward.
Okay, all right. Mr. Rapetsu, we're going to stop here, and then Ms. Bowe will take you through her paces.
Thanks, Commissioner. We often try to get whatever that we can. It can either be by going back to the person who referred the matter to try to find out if there's more that we can get from.
And you say how you work is you usually then do a report. Is that right?
That is correct. Sometimes, let me not say sometimes, in all my cases that I'm working on, I'll just do a short report indicating what I have done and what I have uncovered, and I'll advise the prosecutor on the developments of what was uncovered or during the investigation.
And if your preliminary report points to a lack of evidence, is that also something you communicate to the prosecutor at that stage?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. And then at paragraph 14, you explain that you've been involved in only one other matter where there was a Section 27 referral. And there, what was your role?
My role was, I was put as an investigator. It then would mean that there was a lead investigator on that case. So the structure was, there was a chief, there was a lead investigator, then I was an investigator on that matter.
And generally, at what point do you get involved? You explain that your involvement only comes at a particular stage. Once, in this instance, once a 27 has been given to Idac, you say you only get involved.
No, when a 27 is referred, we only get involved when the Section 28.13 or Section 28.1 is authorized. It will then mean once this designation is made, your name is put there, then there will be a meeting that will be arranged where you're going to be informed that this is the team that is going to be working on this matter.
And are you allowed to gather information prior to the authorization of an investigation, whether it be in terms of 28.13 or 28.1?
No, from our level, we are not allowed, senior investigators downwards. So when it comes to the chiefs going upwards, I can't say for sure how they operate, but I will think that they may be allowed to find out more, or maybe to consult more before the referral is made.
All right.
I may be taking you ahead of where you are, but you've touched on the allocation. And I assume that the allocation here, at least its announcement to the participants, took place at the meeting of the 6th.
That is correct, Chair.
Yeah, and you say that it's unusual in your experience for the investigating director, who was Advocate Johnson at the time, to attend and allocate a matter at inception. So ordinarily, who would attend and allocate at inception?
Chair, ordinarily the DPPs are the ones that takes over those duties. And if maybe there's no deputy director, then it will be the chief and the lead prosecutor. So let me just leave it there. I'll elaborate when, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Rapetsu, then let's get down to what happened on the 6th. You start on your recollection of what happens on the morning of the 6th at paragraph 15 of your statement.
That is correct, Chair. On the morning of the 6th, we were having meetings lined up. So the first meeting was going to be at 9 o'clock. It will be the staff meeting. So I was approached by Advocate Ramsamy, who provided me with I would just say, an affidavit that later became known as a Section 27.